20 years on from the Good Friday Agreement, it can be easy for people of my generation to underappreciate the value of it. But that would be a huge mistake. The benefits of the agreement are all around us and underpin the progress that we have made over the past 2 decades. The peace process and the agreement have made it possible for my generation to grow up in a society where nationalists and Republicans are no longer treated as second-class citizens. A society that is now free from blatant discrimination and oppression that our parents grew up in. A society that has rid itself of the RUC, the apparatus of the British Army, and the worst vestiges of the Orange State. Of course, we have a long way to travel to reach the society that the vast majority of us want to see. One that is firmly rooted in genuine equality, reconciliation, and respect for all citizens. In the Ireland of 2018, no one should be treated as a second-class citizens. No one's rights should be denied. It was wrong in 1968, it was wrong in 1998, and it is wrong today. But it's precisely because of the Good Friday Agreement that it's still so crucial now and into future generations. Our peace process is a journey, not a destination, and the agreement is our guiding map. It sets out the principles of fairness, equality, and mutual respect that must guide us on the road to a better society, a rights-based society as well. It also provides tangible political and human rights safeguards for all our citizens, and that is why Brexit is simply incompatible with the Good Friday Agreement. Had it not been for the strong stance that Sinn Féin and the EU 27 had taken in defence of the Good Friday Agreement, we would undoubtedly be facing the imposition of a new frontier on our island. The Tory government intends to end the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice, to withdraw from the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights, and to repeal the Human Rights Act. All of this threatens the core human rights safeguards in the Good Friday Agreement, the All-Ireland structures created in 1998, and the demilitarisation of our border counties. The whole logic of greater social and economic integration would be grossly undermined by the new frontier dividing our island. So, by defending the agreement, by demanding its full implementation, we are defending all the progress that has been made and safeguarding all the potential for our future. We cannot abandon it and we cannot allow it to be destroyed. And no one should be under any illusion. The Good Friday Agreement is under sustained attack. Theresa May's government has already allowed for people to sacrifice our peace agreement for the reckless and right-winged Brexit agenda. Equally, their pact partners in the DUP have never signed up to the Good Friday Agreement. They are opposed to the framework of equality and respect that it enshrines. So they, or at least elements within their party, are prepared to undermine and hollow out the agreement at every given opportunity. This is manifested in the anti-rights approach which the DUP collapsed the recent talks process, rather than afford equality to the LGBT community, for victims and for the Irish language. But the lesson of our recent history, and that of similar struggle around the world, is that if we demand the rights, if we demand equality, it is undeniable and eventually irresistible. The past 14 months have shown that. Even though the DUP bailed at the last minute, they were forced to compromise, and they will be again. But only if we keep demanding equality, only if we keep campaigning for it, and only if we keep voting for it. And that means continuing to demand the full implementation of the Good Friday Agreement. That is the route map for equality that the public from all sections of society want to see. It is also the route map to the peaceful reunification of our country. The Good Friday Agreement commits the British government to hold a unity referendum and to legislate for a united Ireland should a majority vote for that outcome. Sinn Féin believes a new Ireland, a fair Ireland, an Ireland of equals is in the best interest of everyone. And it is abundantly clear from the growth of Sinn Féin that more and more people are endorsing our vision of that new Ireland. Therefore, there should be an Irish unity referendum within the next 5 years, and we as Sinn Féin are calling on progressives and Democrats to demand that the British and Irish government agree a date for that referendum. Surely the people have a right to have their say. Surely self-declared Democrats will not stand in the way of a popular vote. And running through this all, the progress from the past and the potential for our future is one single common denominator: the Good Friday Agreement. It is the agreement that ended armed conflict. It is the agreement that opened up new horizons for a peaceful, reconciled and rights-based future. It needs to be protected, and I'd appeal also to all progressive voices out there to raise them in defence of the Good Friday Agreement. It belongs to all of us now, then and in future generations, and we cannot allow it to be jeopardised. We cannot allow the benefits, the progress and the potential for future generations to be destroyed by the narrow self-interest of the Tories and the DUP. And I'll just conclude by finally saying, before the death of the late Martin McGuinness, in his very last message to the public, he urged people to choose hope over fear. And that is what we must do again. Choose hope, reject fear, protect the agreement and build a better future for all. Gur míle míle maith agah.